Smart24 Driving Business.
We'll be back from the break. You're still watching Business Today. Now we head to the Berlin Energy Transition Dialogue. A two-day dialogue, which is the 9th of its kind, the Berlin Energy Transition Dialogue attracted participation of high-level delegations from over 60 countries, including ministers, business leaders, scientists and civil society representatives, under the theme of Energy-Led Securing a Green Future. The conference discussed strategies for achieving a sustainable, secure and independent energy supply system worldwide. We have details.
In the past years, the Berlin Energy Transition Dialogue has become a leading international forum for key shareholders of the energy sector. High-level policy makers, industry, science and civil society are given the opportunity to share their experiences and ideas on a safe, affordable and environmentally responsible global energy transition. Kenya's President William Ruto believes that Africa could become Europe's key partner of energy transition with adequate investments. He stated that Africa could provide energy access to all and cut down emissions by 80% by 2030. Africa holds 30 to 40% of the world's raw materials required for the global energy transition. It just needs investment.
Africa needs the right type, amount of investment capital to become the green industrial powerhouse of the world. Renewable energy investment and associated infrastructure is almost all upfront capex. With the right level of investment, Africa can provide energy success for all by 2030 while reducing total emissions related to energy generation by approximately 80%. Africa should position to serve European demand for products and services, and not to be locked out through trade barriers.
In 1986, the generation capacity of electricity in Uganda was at 100 megawatts. Access to electricity in Uganda is 51%, 9% on-grid, while 31% off-grid. Minister for Energy and Mineral Development on the same conference said that there is need for genuine access to finances as investment contributes to end-user tariff. She also echoes that with finances from the Western world, Uganda could be early to invest in renewable energy as a measure of energy transition.
To real and genuine access to finances. You very well know that the investment that you put in generation and distribution contributes 60% to end-user tariff. We have worked around the clock to make sure that we determine the renewable energy feed-in tariff. It is at 7.1 US cents per kilowatt hour. But this is still expensive. It cannot be affordable.
The fossil fuel crisis of supply and cost, which has been greatly affected by the war in Ukraine, can be overcome by the complete transformation of our energy supply and achievement of 100% renewable. All countries have the potential to tap into the local clean energy. Therefore, utilizing the potential is safer and cheaper for the population at large and for business interests than continuing to import fossil and nuclear fuels, yet we have it locally.
The high risk and high costs of dependency on fossil fuels, and again the danger of nuclear energy as in Chernobyl and other places. And the war has, beside the horrible consequences this war includes, a very direct impact on the security and affordability on the energy supply. And in order to reduce and overcome this dependency on imports from Russia, the German government already has discussed and also agreed on new energy partnerships with other countries, but especially a massive acceleration on renewable energies in Germany and in Europe at all.
Berlin Energy Transition Dialogue is hosted and supported by Germany federal government and joint initiative for German Renewable Energy Federation, German Solar Association, German Energy Agency and Ecleon. The global energy transition leads to an increase in energy trade and closer networking between countries. It also emphasizes on the need of each country to transition to an environmentally friendly energy sector.
All right, now let's talk matters trade and road infrastructure. As President Museveni, while in the company of Special Advisor Audrey Krabogo and the Transport Minister, General Katumba Wamala, expressed the need to fully invest in transport infrastructure as a means to spur regional trade with ties to major partners in Tanzania, Kenya, among other East African states. We have more details in this report.
Succeeding in moving our people into producing for the market, in addition to producing for home consumption. But much of our production is at the raw material level, and we need value addition. So if there are investors who can come in, that's the area they can come in. The products, milk, coffee, cotton. This shirt I'm putting on is made here. It's a very good quality shirt by Fine Spinners, one of the cotton people, of the textiles people. But we need more of those.
Formulation of the National Transport Policy, that one we have, is ready. It also guides investment in transport, private investment in transport. It provides a strategic direction for the development of Uganda as a regional logistic hub. We have signed an MOU with the National Logistic Platform to spearhead the development of the logistics sector in Uganda. We have harmonized our laws within the country and also within the region, and that supports regional trade very, very readily.
If we are not coordinated, if we don't coordinate, we don't have a body to whip our institutions to deliver these targets, where we run around, our trade reps will get us orders that we won't be able to fulfill them. So coordination is a lesson we have learned, and that's why we brought these trade reps, so they can see what we're trying to do, to put everyone in one circle and say, all hands on the deck. We can't move unless we coordinate.
All right, now members of parliament are expecting a reversal in approach focus from President Museveni's pursuit to the party caucus. And this question is still high, especially with the insurgents in Kenya, that is bound to halt regional trade and safety. Samla Hanifa found time to link up with Honorable Nathan Itungo for an insight into the expectations.
The meeting of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni with Parliament of Uganda mainly focused on parish development model. So many issues that the legislators wanted to talk about, the president left. This did not go well with some of the MPs, and they thought perhaps he would have mentioned some issues to do with corruption and others. In our exclusive tonight, I'm joined by Honorable Itungo Nathan. Honorable Itungo, you're welcome to this exclusive of ours. Honorable, tomorrow we are expecting the President to meet the NRM members of Parliament and the SEC members. What should we expect from this meeting? Because last time when the President met the legislative Parliament, there are some issues which were left out. What should we expect this time around?
First of all, good evening, viewers. I'm happy I'm on this TV for the first time. But the issue at hand, first of all, what is a caucus? Because the viewers should know what the caucus is. Now, when we started the multi-party dispensation, different parties come in a meeting as a family to caucus on issues, either to do with the party or to do with the now a nation, since NRM he's the party in power. So we normally discuss a range of issues, but most importantly, things to do with the manifesto, our pledges with the directorate, and maybe if there are some emerging issues. And normally my experience in the caucus, the agenda normally comes with the chairperson of the caucus, at the same time who is the president of the nation. So at times we are not sure about his speech, we are not sure about his message, but in some caucuses, he gives a chance to members to raise some other issues after his communication. Now, regarding the message at Kororo with Parliament, of course, that's not what we expected, but that was his entitlement as his message. Now, in tomorrow's caucus meeting, I'm sure, as always, you'll come and surprise us with his message. You remember on Women's Day, his message was about land fragmentation on Women's Day. So even tomorrow, we are not sure whatever message is coming with. But there are some pertinent issues that the president should say something, because it has been boiling, people are not comfortable, some members of parliament who are involved are not even attending parliament. I saw many of them at Kororo, but here they don't come. Points of orders are raising here and here. So yes, we shall appreciate his message and we shall welcome it, but there are some issues he should address. Issue number one is about corruption. There are scandals in NSSF. The report is on the floor of Parliament and we discussed and we agreed. The other day I saw a gentleman from NSSF saying that the employees should compulsory. You cannot say compulsory when their investment is in a mess, when corruption is over. So the president should come and say something about the corruption as far as NSSF is concerned. Then the most burning one, the iron sheets, the Karamoja iron sheets. The good news, all the members who are involved in the caucus, both ministers and members of parliament, they are members of the caucus. When we are now going to be in a family meeting, so the president should be able to say something about this business of Mabati, which is all over. Yesterday, I saw some youth striking, carrying the iron sheets, I think the IGG's office. So the president must come and say something about iron sheets. If there is an investigation going on, he should come us and say, you know what, calm down, an investigation is going on, but he must say something about that. Everybody is expecting. Then two, we have issues to do with our business. First of all, since COVID, the country is trying to recover, and we have not fully recovered. Now, there is information that our neighbors, Kenya, there is a strike in Kenya. And of course, when your neighbor is not okay, you cannot also be okay. We are using Kenya to take our goods away. We are also using Kenya to bring our goods here. And one of the issues is about fuel. The moment there is a strike in Kenya and there is no plan B, then it means the cost of fuel now is going to increase prices here and things like that. So that issue also is an issue that the president should address, because both in the short term and in the long run, it is going to affect our economy here. And then, of course, the other issues to do with the pledges. There are so many pledges we've made in education sector, in health sector, the roads, electricity. The directorates are asking us, what are you doing? 2 years now, what have you done? What is the plan? Of course, we know the resource envelope, but it should come from the horse's mouth, that you know what, despite all this, something is being done. Otherwise, for us as leaders, so many questions are coming up. Then finally, we need, as parliament, we have issues with the executive. The independence of parliament is not clear. We pass bills here basing on the concern and the needs of the people, but president either takes time to assent or he returns them back to parliament. And yet, we sit with Attorney General when we are passing this bill, and the Attorney General says, I concede, I concur, I agree. Why do you agree with Parliament and you don't agree with the executive? So we want the President to expedite the process of the bills we pass, so that they become meaningful, but also as part of our responsibility as role as members of Parliament, that among other things, we must make laws. So we are yet, of course, finally, I think you will talk about the PDM when he was at Koro, he said PDM, he got to know that the 17 million, which was meant to go to every parish, either some parishes received less or money did not go. And he was asking, want to know who took this money. So maybe between the other day when he addressed Parliament and tomorrow, he should have gotten information who took the money, and we shall be very eager and willing to receive the information, and we see who is this frustrating the parish development model. I think the rest, if he gives us a chance to open up and we ask questions, we shall ask further questions. But my concern, he should address the issue of iron sheets. It is giving a bad image to NRM. It is giving a bad image to government. The fishmongers and both fishermen and fishwomen, they have fished everything, and really should tame the appetite of these fish people, fishmongers, it is not good, especially when we are leaders and we are the one doing this kind of thing. So he must come out properly on the issue of the ministers and MPs who are involved in that. He should come out properly or clearly on the issues of corruption in NSSF, because workers are demoralized. You want to access your mid-term as per the law we passed. They tell you come the other day, as if the money is not there. So workers are demoralized because they cannot access the money. So the president should say something about the issues of both the iron sheets, the corruption scandals, and then the person who stole the money for PDM.
Thank you, Honorable. Honorable, the president was very, like he asserted the issue of parish development model. Have you followed it up, you as Honorable?
You see, first of all, for us, our eyes are on, but our hands are off. We don't do anything. We may not even give advice, and they take advice because they are guidelines. But this CPDM, this should be the responsibility of the councillor at the parish level, who is on the ground. But the information we have on the ground, even the councillors, they don't know what is happening. Even the circles they are making, they don't know who makes a circle and who doesn't make a circle. And for us to come out as Parliament and start saying do this and do this, then now we shall have crossed the red line and goes to somebody's revimbi, which we don't want to do. But the way how parish development model is on the ground, it is not clear, it is almost not there. The money is hard in words. We don't even know where the money is. So the circles are there, but there is no money in those circles. So all those issues, we shall address them the president.
Thank you, Honorable Itungo Nathan. Back to you in the studio. Tomorrow, the meeting is happening tomorrow, and we are expecting much as Ugandans. The issue of iron sheets, last time we didn't see it. We didn't hear about it. This time around, we want to hear something about it. Thank you so much.
All right, many thanks for that particular exclusive, Samla Hanifa. But besides that, now let's have a recap of our news stories tonight.
In business today, as East Africa faces on uncertainty over Kenyan riots, legislators demand contingency from government as escalations becomes probable. Tourism Ministry, Wildlife Centre and Tourism Association released sector performance report, 2.7 trillion shillings collected from visitor exports. Telecom sector commits effort to robust 5G upgrade as cost and infrastructure demand current internet connectivity.